Okay, here we go. We are going to make these sketches into something that will export for our laser cutter. The PDF we did is great for presenting to people, sending around the world, running through a printer, etc., etc. But to laser cut, we need a different type of file. And due to the way that we made these parts, these sketches alone will not work. Okay, so we have to actually convert them into parts and then make another drawing. As you'll see, it doesn't really take that much time, so don't sweat it. It's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. Okay, so we need to extrude these up into an actual part. So we're going to use extrude, and I'm going to work on the left one first. I'm going to pick the main panels to extrude first. Okay, so we're dividing our part into panels and tabs, and with tabs, we're going to put these corners, we'll call them, these strips that are in the middle. So we're going to do the main panels. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces for me here to start. And we're going to extrude one. You know what? Let's add these in as well, since we're talking main panels. And notice how it's going to end up making like 10 different parts. So let it think. We're going to make one more extrude. Okay, so there we go. Now notice they're all different colors because Onshape made them all separate parts because they're all separated. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to extrude the tabs and these little strips separately, but then we're going to join them all together. So you need to make sure that your sketches are visible. So turn the sketch visibility back on both of them. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make another extrude. And we're going to pick the tabs. All right, and that's going to make all separate parts still. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick all the little in-betweener pieces as well. So these little strips. All right, 1, 2. All right, and we're going to go to this side. Pick the in-betweener strips. Don't pick a single edge, pick the full strip. So now we got all the parts there, and what you're going to do is you're going to say add right here. You're going to say we want to add that, and we're going to say merge with all. So when we click merge with all, it's going to convert that into as many parts as it can. In our case, I think 2. So now notice what we have. We have 2 separate parts. But the problem here is that if you turn the eyeballs off, if you turn the sketches off, we lose all the information of the bends. You see, we lose our lines here that tell us where to bend these parts. So what you needed to do, you need to set the extrudes to a different depth, a different height. So let's make this one 0.9. Now, we didn't extrude them up as much. You see they're 0.9 and the rest is 1. So now we have those fold lines. That information has been preserved. Okay, now we have 2 parts. And I'm just going to rename them quickly. Left part, and let's call this one right part. Okay, and there we go. So now we've got these 2 parts with all our information. So we're going to add, we're going to create a drawing. We're going to click OK. Go through the same process. We're going to make it the right size, and then we're going to insert the parts after. Let it think here. For some reason it's taking a while. There we go. Well, that's pretty big. Let's not insert anything yet. X this out. Let's select everything here. and we're going to delete that all. So we have just a plain white page. Now we're going to go in our sheet menu, right click here, we're going to set properties. We need to make sure that this is custom sized for our laser. Our laser is 24 by 12. We're going to accept that. There we go. Now that's the space we have for our laser. We're going to insert. We're going to pick, my two parts are here. I'm going to pick one, start with left part. Now notice it wants to put it in from the front view. Well, we don't want to see the front view. We want to see the top view, right? That's more like what it should look like. And we don't want 1/3 scale. We need this thing to be the actual size. So we're going to check to 1:1. And now I can put my piece on the page. And Onshape will automatically try to give you a second view. So notice it wants to give me a side view here, or if I move here, it wants to give me an isometric view. I don't want any extra views of this part. All I need is that top view. So I'm going to press escape, and now I'm going to insert my right part, and I know that he nestles in right here to fit. So I need top view, 1:1 scale, and I'm going to fit him in over here. Okay, actually I'll move him to the left. Now we've got our two parts fitting in. All right, it wants to give me that secondary view. I'm going to escape out of there. All right, and then I can move this view over. Move this view over a little bit more. Now I've got my two views that we can print with all my detail. Okay, now to get it to a laser cutter, to get us out of Onshape finally and into Inkscape, we need to export this as, so down here, right click the tab, export as a DXF. So not DXF, and you're going to leave the options, you're going to hit download, give it a name up here that makes sense. So patterns for Inkscape, patterns for IS01, because you may need to do this more than once if you mess it up. And I'm going to hit export, and now our patterns will get dropped down into my Chrome window, and it just did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this file and drop it onto my desktop, and now I can open that in Inkscape. All right, I hope this helped. We're finally done with Onshape for now, and into the next piece of the puzzle, which is Inkscape. All right, be well.